It is. It is. Tuesday. And we know what that means. It's a hot, steaming bin of trash. Lit on fire. And I'm not describing the Jets or Adam Gase's playbook. Adam Gase, dubbed an offensive genius. This team is ranked 32nd in offense. Right.
But I thought he gave up play calling.
Yeah, he's giving up play call. All right, let's turn that off here. We have a special guest with us tonight. Former Jacksonville Jaguar, longtime NFL vet, the observant lineman who has a YouTube channel himself, Uche Nwaneri. What's up, buddy? What's going on?
What's going on, man?
We've had guests
How
on.
goes the dumpster fire?
It burns hot. I just put a link to his channel in the chat. And usually we have guests on, and I would like to think that I can kick their ass. Like Brandon, I could probably take Brandon in a fight. Tom Grossi, I could probably knock out. But finally we have a guest who I think would probably beat the shit out of me.
Likely.
Dude, I've seen you five. You could probably get your ass beat by a couple people.
I'd have to run around him like in The Princess Bride when the little dude chokes out Andre the Giant. That's what I'd have to do. Anyways, what's going on, Uche?
Not much, man. Just hanging out, you know. It's a lovely Tuesday. Terrible Tuesday. No, it's a good Tuesday.
It's definitely a good Tuesday. We should be grateful for everything that we have.
Always.
All right, I'm going to start off with some questions for you because we rarely get to talk to anyone that has any experience in the NFL.
Professional level.
Yes. And actually, we're going to have an aspiring player come on and ask you a couple questions as well. Hold on, I got to give him permissions. I am just late today doing everything. But all right, I got to know something, all right? What is the shit talking like in the NFL between the linemen? Like when you guys are what's the banter like? Is it?
Well, look, there's banter here and there, right? But this is the thing about O-line. This is the thing that a lot of people probably don't really know. We ain't got too much energy for that shit. Like after I get done with the play, I'm focused on my breathing. I'm like, I hope I got the right block. I'm like, man, it's third and 7. They're gonna be blitzing. I can't hear anything that most people are saying when it comes to shit talking. Now, if I got a nice little pancake block and it was a quick defeat, that I dealt the D lineman, I might help him up. That's kind of considered trash talking on the O line when it helps somebody up off the ground.
Really?
After you just block the hell out of them. But guys will talk back and forth for a few seconds. But dude, we're O linemen. We're not getting subbed out. We're in there the whole drive. There's a certain point where I can't talk no more. All I do is head nods and grunts and quick, come on this way, telling my lineman, come on, you got to come this way on the block because I can't get no sentence out. It's not enough oxygen for that.
I'm with you. All right. The other question I have is, all right, when John Runyon was inducted into the Hall of Fame, he had Michael Strahan come and speak on his behalf, right? Like those two were friends for years. Was there a competitor or a defensive lineman that you battled with where you respected them enough to become friends with them, or do you think that was a show between those two? Like,
I don't doubt that kind of thing happens because I know a number of players on other teams that I played against that I'm still friends with. I've got old teammates from high school that I played against in the NFL that I'm still friends with. And I guess more for the players, on the field, you have little kind of on the field relationships with people who you play so many times, and now you just kind of talk on first name basis on the field during the game, maybe a little chat after the game. I would say for me, the one person that I could never seem to rid myself of throughout my career was Albert Hainsworth. So me and him kind of became guys on first name basis because I would always be like, damn it, you're in Washington and we got you guys on the schedule the next 2 years. Why? Why? Albert Hainsworth, man, just you good today? Yeah, I'm good. All right, man, let's have a good game, man. Not too rough. I know you bipolar. Just, let's chill today. Let's have a good, smooth game day. The one guy you don't want to talk shit to on the field. Man, when I played against this guy, oh my goodness. His contract year, right? First game of the season. These guys, it's my first game as a starter, and these guys are running wild. And I got hurt halfway through the game. I come back in the game. I got to go against Hainsworth the entire fourth quarter on a bum knee. He's lining up over the tackle. Tackle's getting spooked. Hey, is he blocking? Is he coming to you? I'm like, yeah, he's coming to me. Don't worry about it. He's not going to you. He's like, oh, thank God. But I played him twice a year in Tennessee, 2 years in a row. And then he went to Washington, played him in Washington. 2 years. Then he went to Tampa, played him in Tampa. I'm like, why is this guy still on our every year? He's still on our schedule. Ainsworth, retire, do something, please.
Yeah, he got paid and then he just kind of disappeared though after that.
Oh man, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Shoot, look at him. He's like a grizzly bear.
Now, okay, that leads me to my last sort of question, and we'll get to these Snapchats and we'll do the tier maker. Was there somebody besides Albert where you were just like, so I guess to use a bad analogy is like in jiu-jitsu, there's people that you spar with that you're just like, I don't want to spar that dude again. Like they are just so much, they make you realize that they're so much better at what they're doing than you. Was there somebody like that where you're just like, I don't really want to line up against this guy, or was there nobody like that? I want to know.
I will say, not in the game, but in practice, absolutely,
Really?
Absolutely. And this guy's actually still playing today. He plays in Pittsburgh now. Tyson Alualu. I hated practicing against him. I hated it.
Really?
He was OC. And if you've ever heard the term OC in football, stands for out of control. That's the guy who injures you in practice because he's flailing his arms and his limbs all over the place. Like, dude, it is practice. Yes, we're going fast, but it's practice. Stop it.
Practice.
Stop it. Like dislocated fingers because he smacks with his hands like they're freaking sledgehammers. I'm like, dude, stop it. Practice.
We're practicing. Now, how was he in the game? Was he the same way? Did he?
And in the game, he didn't get a lick of pressure. I'd be like, come on. Oh, that hand swiping. Where is it at? Get your ass to the quarterback. Come on. Shit.
Like he wasted it in practice. That's right.
Doing all that in practice. Come on. Get a sack.
All right. Now, is Donovan here? Where is he? He's not here yet. Oh, wait. No, he has not come. I gave him an invitation. Now, he'll be able to ask you in a bit. He is an aspiring lineman himself, and he wanted to come in and ask you some questions, but he has not joined us.
O-line or D-line?
I think he plays both. So he's getting looked at by a couple college squads. So he's about to find out how fast the game is.
Young buck. He's a young buck, all green behind the ears.
Yes. So you can destroy his hopes and dreams. I
can either destroy them or lift them up to the highest heavens.
To the highest. All right. Let's see. Hold on. Let's start with some snapper chats. Tree, you've been real quiet. over there.
I'm just letting you two talk for the meantime, man.
Okay. Now you appeared on Uche's show, right?
I did last week.
He
So
did.
you guys got to talk about stuff.
Pretty
Let's
much.
see.
Oh yeah, I think he knows about my Tyson Alualu hatred in practice a little bit.
It's just like jujitsu, where like some guy goes super hard in just light sparring. It's like you start, it's like, hey, let's go light, and then immediately he's going to like 900%.
Oh my god!
And you're
Oh
like,
my god!
stop, dude.
Dude,
Stop.
let me tell you something. This was 2012. We had the worst coach in NFL history, Mike Mularkey, as our head coach. It's the first day of training camp, and he asked our O-line coach to have us, work some drills with the D linemen before practice. We're in full pads, and I'm like, that's not a good idea. We had our OTA shut down earlier in the offseason because he was doing some extra shit. So, of course we snitched. We snitched on him. Yeah. We was like, yo, NFLPA, we're not supposed to be practicing for 3 hours during the OTAs.
Let me call my representative. I know it's on speed.
You guys want to take a look at this? And they were there the next day, and then they shut our entire OTA down, OTA schedule down after that. But I digress. So we're lining up with the D lineman, and I'm like standing there because the thing you line up your starting five, and it goes from right to left. So right tackle goes first, and then right guard, then center, left guard,
right.
Left tackle, 1-on-1, just little like quick. They said this is just a half speed. Full speed to about contact, but half speed drill. We're just gonna do quick one shots, no second, third moves. And we're like, all right, cool. Let's see how these idiots, these D linemen, can handle this. And I'm just praying to myself, please, if there is any justice in the universe, do not put Tyson Alualu over me for this first rep, because I'm not with this shit right now. And guess who comes jogging out from the back of the D lineman group? Of course, it's Tyson Alualu. Of course it is. And I'm like, wow, okay, all right, here we go. I'm doing one quick move, and I'm trying to like limit my contact with this guy, because if he does too much, I just know what's coming. I know what's coming, and I'm looking at him as he's getting into stance. I'm looking at him dead in his eyes with that look like, if you fuck this up,
right,
I am gonna freaking take your knees out in practice. I promise you. Of course, the ball snaps. First he jumps off sides. Go figure. He's ready to go, full speed. All right, well, I better get ready. Snap the ball. I take one quick shot at him. He does some Jungle Book Mobley swinging on a tree vine move, and where his legs go flailing backwards, and then his knee just smashes right into my kneecap. Literally right.
Oh, shit.
And I'm just like, oh, something's torn in there. Just felt it. Tore my meniscus on the very first rep, on the very first day of full padded practice in Jacksonville. Didn't miss a practice, didn't miss a game. And even today, I think back on that, like, you know what? That is one of the reasons why I hated practicing with him.
Yeah.
Because he injured me.
That's some bullshit right there. All right, let's get to some super chats. Remind me never to practice with Tyson.
Well, that's more my problem. He's in my city.
Dodger Zion, derp, derpity, derp, derp, de derp. Derp, derpity, derp, derp, de derp, derp, derpity, derp, derp, de derp. Yep, she's still talking shit about a game that happened a while ago.
Horrible game to watch. It was so sloppily played, but it was fascinating to watch at the same time. It's like everyone bitches about Carson Wentz, yet Carson Wentz is the only thing that makes Philly any good. Their line's destroyed. They have no receivers. Their secondary is wrecked. Like, nobody's healthy.
Yeah, that was just a terrible game.
It was.
For the Giants.
It was worthy of the tank.
Evan Ingram had the game in his hands, and he could not extend far enough. And Daniel Jones...
it was just a touch overthrown, but he should have had it.
Daniel Jones had a wide open run into the end zone.
But he at least scored a touchdown there. So
yeah, he got sniped.
That didn't hurt you that much.
He got sniped. All right, Dodge, just come on in, Dodge, and get your gloating out of the way.
Derp, derp, derpity, derp.
Oh, Lord.
Fine.
That was one of the ugliest games of football I have watched in a long ass time.
It happens.
It was. I mean, the ugliest game I'd ever seen. I don't think anything's topping it. Monsoon Bowl in 2007,
Dolphins,
Pittsburgh, Miami.
Yep.
That was a horrible game. They should not have even played.
That was the worst NFL game I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was. I should make a video on it someday. But it was just like, it was like hilariously bad. It felt like one of those ugly rugby scrums where, like, if you literally just get like one goal, everyone's just like cheering. That's it.
That's the 3-3
3-0
football game.
3-0.
The 6-3 win.
Pretty much, yeah.
Literal chunks of sod were like
the chunks. I remember just the punt. Like it literally just landed right in a puddle of water with just a bunch of
didn't
flags.
even move.
That's right.
I was laughing for like 5 minutes. It's like, oh my god.
That's right. It looked like a prairie dog coming out of the ground, and you're just like, all right. Lua 503, whether by trade or by injury, do you think a team gets desperate enough to start Jameis Winston? Ooh.
King.
Oh, somebody might trade for him.
Be careful, man. I mean, there are some teams that are desperate. Cowboys, Patriots.
Also looked like Foles went to the bakery yesterday. Yeah, Aaron Donald will do that to people.
Well, Rams will do that too. They suffocated him. I mean, they had a game plan and they just clamped him.
Yep.
Can we talk about Johnny Hecker for a moment? How pinpoint accurate his punts were.
He's the next Ray guy. He was pinning them back. The only
5
way,
inside the 10.
The only way that night could have got better for Johnny Hecker is if someone tried to return one of his punts and he stuck somebody, like just bam, like.
Or if they faked one of them and threw a touchdown.
Yeah, that's what are the punter's greatest moments besides putting a ball on a one? Hitting somebody, like making a tackle.
Making a tackle.
Right.
Fake punt
pass, or a fake punt run where he actually shows off his wheels. Other than that, the punter gets no glory.
Oh, none.
None. All right. This is easy for the tiers. The Giants and the Eagles both go into the NFC East tier of trash, which is their own tier of trash. Probably the sixth level of Dante's hell is the NFC East, right?
And there's a Sunday Night Football game next week for the division lead.
What? So someone's gonna lead the division in what? 3 and 5.
Eagles and Cowboys.
3 and 5,
or 3-5-1.
Yeah,
3-4-1 or 3-5.
something like that. Pathetic. The Giants, if they could win their 1-score games, would easily be in first place, but they're trash. Trash.
Derp.
Fly-latory Mitchell Miller sucks, and the Yotes are a joke. Yep. So I don't know. Uche, do you follow other sports, or are you all football?
Yeah, I casually follow other sports. I'm a diehard Mavs fan.
Okay.
So basketball with that, yeah, I follow just casually, I would say.
Okay. Can you name an active hockey player? This is my favorite question for all of our guests. Name an active hockey player.
Shit. Oh man. Jokic.
That is a tennis player.
Whoops.
Or
I just went with some
basketball.
Eastern European name and was like, hopefully it'll stick.
I think you're thinking Ovechkin, right?
Ovechkin, yes.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay. Alex Ovechkin.
Ovechkin,
So
yeah.
this story that came out of hockey, to ruin the mood completely, this guy Mitchell Miller, young kid 18, gets drafted into the NHL. Turns out when he was 14, he was a racist who tormented a mentally underdeveloped, special needs, African American child for like over a period of 2.5 years, and did various mean things to him. He actually got convicted in juvenile court from it, and the Coyotes still drafted him, knowing this about him. Now, I believe in forgiveness. I think that people.
When did this happen?
4 years ago. He was 14. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of us do dumb shit when we're 14, but not many of us tortured. Allegedly, he used racial epithets too. Like, not only did he racially torture this kid, he was also a special needs kid. That's like a double whammy of evil right there. And if he really was remorseful, like, wouldn't he try to repair this over the last 4 years? But he wasn't.
Well, how do we know he hasn't?
According to the family of the abused child, very little has been done from this Miller
He
kid.
apparently apologized to the NHL teams, but not to the kid himself.
Yeah. So,
like, the thing with Arizona is they've been really preaching a lot of like about, tolerance, diversity, equality, putting their best foot forward to try and open up their audience, and then they go draft this piece of shit who goes against everything they've been preaching. It's like
to be totally fair, 4 years is a long time.
Yes.
Maybe to give him the benefit of the doubt, just simply because I have a life story that really is not, it's not me bullying anybody, but I was perceived to be a certain way coming out of college, and I still got drafted by an NFL team in the worst possible year to get into any kind of issues and in the NFL when Pac-Man Jones was doing all his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The dude's 4 years away from it. Yeah, okay, yes, he hasn't addressed it yet, but I would think that if you're trying to influence this guy in any way, if you're really trying to back up what you're saying to the public about your values and your beliefs for the organization, and you draft this player, then what is your intent in addressing that part of his past? Are you going to, provide him with are you going to, sit him down with people who are going to, try to train him on his sensitivities about other races? Are you going to, push for him to start up a nonprofit, to start to do some philanthropy work, to, gear it towards re-educating people who are of that mind state? Or are you going to have some type of situation where you want him to actually reach out to the people, the family that he's alleged to have, abused,
I would think
find some kind of reconciliation there? Is there? Those are things that you have to give you have to give that to the franchise, because why did you draft this dude knowing all these things? Does it disqualify him from being good enough to play in the league because of things he did when he was clearly an adolescent? And these were stupid racist things, but a 19-year-old and a 14-year-old are two different mindsets.
Yeah. I agree. I'm
not saying he doesn't deserve another chance. I'm just saying.
No. I think he'll play, and he'll have to try. Remember, he's only 18. He's not in the NHL. Like, he's gonna go into some minor league or the East Coast ECA, whatever the.
I know he's going to college. I think at the University of Denver. I think
something like that, and he's gonna have to win it back, or he's gonna win his opportunity. But if he was sincere, I think the first thing that he would do is reach out to his quote unquote victim, because that matters. It doesn't matter if you apologize to the teams or write a letter. Like, you wronged a person.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, I agree. He should be reaching out to the family.
Yes.
And that should be happening like post haste.
Right.
That shouldn't be something that you're putting off, especially if you're trying to promote a better image for yourself now that you're, moving on up in the world. That makes sense. I could see that. But yeah. I never like to draw immediate conclusions, because there's a lot of variables that we likely don't know about. that may be keeping him from doing something like that? What if there's a potential civil suit that's getting ready to be filed?
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to talk about it. So,
Tucker White, 94. Once again, Cup at Texas postponed by weather. Yeah, they're never going to race that race. It's not going to get done. But our good friend Noah Sweet, his paint scheme was on this weekend for the Jimmy Johnson car. Chris for Halloween, let's be a bald Yinzer, best of both. Do not dress as me for Halloween.
It's just going to be a plunger on your head. Boom. Right. There you go.
Danny Derp's run is how we're making it to 2021. Holy crap. After this week only, football. Yeah. Danny Derps.
I know. Like, we went from all the sports to just football.
Yep.
Because by now we'd have hockey and basketball. Now it's just football.
The NHL or the NFL has never stood alone like this.
Football's king, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. All that stuff they're talking about ratings is probably going to start changing real soon.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, look at Tom. Tom, I will fight you for money. There's Tom Grossi, fellow YouTuber with 100K subs. Tom, let's fight. I said that out of all the guests that we've had on, I could probably beat up Tom.
And I bet he's the kind of dude that just goes Super Saiyan and develops like this massive masculine personality, and it'll just falcon punch you to oblivion. I feel like he's that kind of dude.
I could see Tom biting. Like, when it comes down to it, I could see him like pulling out all the mean stuff. Was there ever a player, Uche, that you were afraid would actually bite you?
Okay, so this is a quick story, and I don't know if I told Tree this or not, but there's only been one game in my entire career where I was like, this motherfucker might try some funny shit, so I got to be ready. And I was getting this from my coach all week. He don't take no shit, Uche. Don't take no shit from him. And we were getting ready to play the Lions, and it was in Ndamukong Suh.
Ooh, me.
Oh,
I could so
yeah.
So all week, I'm like borderline starting fights in practice, like overly aggressive to anybody that talks to me. Like, I was in one of those mindsets where I was like, I got to get ready for this cat because he's dirty, and everybody calls him dirty, and I'm expecting him to pull some dirty shit because.
Right.
And I'm gonna probably be dominating him, and he's not gonna like that. He's not gonna like that. So, I'm watching film on him. Just basically going through my routine to get ready for the game. Game time comes, and about halfway through the second quarter, I was like, "Huh, this Suh guy is a little bit not restrained, but he's a little tepid." Feels a little tepid. Is he on some drugs? They give him something? Like, he's usually
saltpeter,
all in your face, trying to be strong and trying to be the tough guy, from what I see on film and from what I see, in games on TV. But, as the game progressed, I was just like, this guy is like not even doing anything. Like, he's not even like doing anything. He's just kind of like letting me, I don't know if he's letting me just block him like this, or I'm shoving him a little bit at the end of the play, no retaliation. And, at the end of the game, I'm talking with my O-line coach, and he's asking me how it went. And I'm just like, I kind of thought he was terrible. Like, I didn't know if I was tripping or not. I was like, he never said a word to me the whole game. Never said a word. He ended up kicking some O-lineman in their face like a couple weeks later.
Yeah.
But he never said a word to me. He had his, and I mean, this is just my Pro Football Focus, but I only know this because somebody actually like sent me a screenshot from the website like later on in the season, and I don't know, I guess it was a review or something, but they said that his worst game of the entire season was against me. He scored the negatives on almost every part of his of the evaluation, and I was like, yeah, it kind of felt like that. I kind of thought he sucked.
Did something take his edge off? Was he like, did he smoke up?
Hey, I don't know, and I don't care. But from that moment on, I was like, Suh, you're a bum. I was like, you are a bum. I don't think I played him again after that. I don't think I did.
He probably would have kicked you in the face next time.
Oh my God, dude! I told my O-line coach before we went out to that field. I said, "Hey, if he, if it comes down to him starting some shit, we will. I tell you one thing: we both getting ejected. Yeah. So you better let the backup know. Hey, stay warm. Cook it ugly quick, and I'll be out of here. I'll take the fine. I'm not going for none of that shit if he tries anything."
Beast Metal 1989, so quick to throw hands, so eager to use force. Global oppressor, the world police. Freedom and liberty now deceased. Jungle rot. Order shall prevail. We're getting close to the end of the song. So every week he hits us with a lyric from a song. And there we go. All right. Saints and Panthers. Saints appeared to have righted the ship. They've won 3 straight.
They still looked really iffy.
Sus.
Sus
Panthers
for sure.
are 3-4 in the division. Where do you put the Saints? They're trailing the Bucks. Are the Saints sus?
Yeah, I would say the Saints are sus.
Saints are in the sus tier. Panthers are definitely sus, right? Like they're not good. They're not bad. They're 3 and.
They need McCaffrey, but I don't know if he's going to be back to full strength for a few weeks.
Saints are definitely sus. Like, I mean, Drew Brees is getting older every week.
His passes are hanging in the air for shorter and shorter length of time.
I always get surprised when he throws a deep pass. It's like, whoa, I can throw more than 10 yards?
Remember 2010 Drew Brees when he had the bionically repaired shoulder? He could just whip balls like down the field, they looked like darts. And now they're like, it's starting to look like Peyton Manning. Right?
It's like deflating balloon.
Yeah, a little.
He's what we thought Tom Brady was going to be, and Tom Brady is what we thought Drew Brees was going to be.
Now, last year, Peyton Manning throwing the ball, he looked like one of those inflatable, outside of a car wash or whatever, like those flailing. that was Peyton Manning throwing the ball.
Silly arms.
Right. Drew's not there yet. He's not there yet. But man,
it's like when he throws the ball deep, it just looks like it comes it just peters out and just starts falling back down to the earth with the haste.
He doesn't have the Russ Wilson teardrop. I'll tell you that. That's not there.
God.
Flylatory. Cowboys make me mad. Suck for Sue Train. Well, the Cowboys appear to be trading parts now. They're starting to get rid of some. Is Jalen Smith on the block? Cameron Magruder paging Scooter Magruder.
Everson Griffin's gone, but apparently he's not the same as he was.
No, well. What about Alden Smith? They're going to trade Alden Smith?
I don't know. I mean, is he doing all right this year?
Is everybody for sale? Are they regretting Mike McCarthy?
Oh, they've got to be regretting.
A lot of people told him. Mike McCarthy's like that girl that everyone's like, she's dirty, right? Wear a condom. Strap up. And then you still hit it. And the next morning you wake up and your dick's on fire and you're like, God damn it, Mike McCarthy.
Mike McCarthy, the coaching equivalent of crabs.
Yes. I've never had crabs. We've all had a non-specific urine.
Well, the problem is with herpes is that it comes back every once in a while.
Yeah, that's Mike McCarthy
too. That's Mike McCarthy.
All right, Bills and Jets. Bills let the Jets hang around for way too long. Okay.
They were division, now they're suspect.
Yes.
Nah, I keep them. I'll bring them down the wild card.
Third division because there's nobody really else.
No one's gonna challenge the Bills. The fucking Patriots are 2-4. The Bills are gonna win the division and host a playoff game.
Those Dolphins might be sneaking around.
Dolphins are not that
good.
It
depends how Tua does.
Yeah, it does.
Stop.
They think they're going to get Justin Herbert, and I hope they're right.
Listen to yourself. The Dolphin. Okay, come on. Stop. The Jets are in the Jets level. They're 0-7. I've never seen a team so.
They are, dude. Sam Darnold looks like he's regressed back to 7th grade form. He looks bad.
Uche.
I mean, I thought he was going to be good. I mean, he just needed to calm the turnovers, but he just looks like, even like mechanically, he looks destroyed.
Uche, please confirm that no NFL player wants to lose.
No NFL player wants to lose.
Right. Like, so no one looks at the standings and is like, hey, we're 0-15. If we lose tomorrow, we get Trevor
We
Lawrence.
get the number one
Yeah,
pick.
yeah. I think everybody.
Motherfucker, you ain't even gonna be there after tomorrow.
Right. Everybody's out there chasing the $1 million, right? They want to look good on film. They don't want to look like shit. Nobody wants to lose.
You're auditioning for 31 other teams.
Right
now.
Have you ever suspected, though, that the coach was putting you in a position to lose?
Oh, hell yeah. What? Man, come on, look.
When you saw Blaine Gabbert put his helmet on.
Man, when they put Blaine Gabbert out there, again, I mean, they put Blaine Gabbert, they ruined that kid's career. I didn't think it was true until I seen how they did Blaine. I was like, oh my goodness. They're putting this guy with the quarterback coach who was our tight end coach 2 weeks ago.
Oh boy.
He's never been the quarterback coach. Why is he quarterback coaching? Why is he over there doing drops with Blaine? Like, what are you trying to do here? Y'all trying to sabotage this man's career? Why did you guys replace our starting left guard with a rookie left guard from a Division II college? He doesn't even have any muscle definition.
We want to see what he's got. We want to see what he's got, Uche.
This guy's name was Will Rackley. Oh my God. I never seen an offensive lineman get beat so fast. You know, you would think you don't have time to actually watch the play when you're in a game. But I've done that before because the good rushers, they would go from my side to go over against Will Rackley because they knew it was a free sack eventually over there. And Blaine was so traumatized by it, he just started getting happy feet. Blaine was like, man, Uche, I know I don't got to worry about your side, but goddamn, Will, sometimes I'm just like, bro, come on. This is what he's telling me. So we're on the sideline during a game.
So you think honestly that the coaches might intentionally put your team in a position to catch some L's, is what you're saying?
Well, I'll just say that sometimes coaches and GMs don't know whether they want to win or not. Right. And sometimes GMs need to be right. They need to be right and they need to have it their way. So if they feel like the best shot is with a new quarterback, they're going to do everything they can to get a new quarterback. If that's an answer.
That's what we call seagull management. You fly in, you shit on it, and you fly out. All right, Browns and Bengals. We'll get to super chats, guys. I know we're talking about. Actually, let me read 3 more super chats. GN, NASCAR is currently dealing with Groundhog Day scenario at Texas. Missed dry track, missed rain, repeat all since Sunday, race on Wednesday now. Yeah, they have to get this in because it's a playoff race. So that's how.
I love racing. I love racing, even though I don't understand it that much.
The one thing I love about racing is the people in the crowd like waving at the driver. The driver cannot see you. Okay.
He can't see, hear, or even give a damn about what you're doing.
Right. You're putting up the little 3 symbol with your hand, like just on your guy. I was like, dude, right. You look like a blur. You could be having your head blown off right now, and the driver's like, I need to pass the guy in front of him. I do not know what's going on in the crowd. AZ, I mean,
that kind of sport takes some balls, man.
Serious
balls to do that.
The one thing I used to not think that drivers were badasses. Then you realize that none of the cars have brake lights, right? Like,
oh god,
there's no indication. Just that. I mean, you need mental game and peak physical condition, dude. You're driving at 180 miles per hour. You can trigger a heart attack real quick.
Yeah, one mistake and you're fucking hitting pavement. Yep.
Not to mention, there's no real AC in there, and you're. Most of the races are in like what 100-degree weather, possibly in the south, and the track is going to be like 20 degrees hotter there, and it's all machinery, so it's going to be even hotter in there too. And you're going to have to last what 200, 400, 600 laps. That takes some endurance.
Yeah. That takes a lot of mental toughness.
Hardcore.
Yeah. I would cry probably after the 10th.
Yeah, I would just pull over and be like, "Hey, I'm good. I'm good.
Right.
We're gone.
Is there a 7-Eleven around here? I need a Slurpee.
I'm tired. Tired. Getting out of here."
Bailey Leisure, AZ Seattle game of the year so far. Murray is incredible. I actually turned that game off. I'm a bad fan because I really don't have any skin in the game, but I turned that game off thinking Seattle had it locked up.
Thank Benson Mayowa for that. Mm-hmm. He doesn't get that penalty, Seattle probably wins.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah.
I'm a random guy. The end for Seattle winning streak. Damn you, Cardinals. Fire Ken Norton. Hey, can I get a deal for the NFL Fan Trauma Institute? Yeah. Just our Zoom operators are standing by. Mm-hmm.
I might start a charity called the Save a Quarterback campaign. For just $1, you can save this poor quarterback from being ruined. May have perhaps traded to a team with some structure.
I don't know what happened to Donovan. What he was going to ask you questions. So if he doesn't show up, I will ask him his questions. Okay, I will ask you, Uche, his questions. I'm still waiting for him to come on in if he wants.
I'm here to bestow knowledge.
Yes, to teach a young man. Don't do it, son. No. Beast of Metal 1989. Am I unreasonable for wanting the entire coaching staff of the NFL's last undefeated team floated down a river for watching them nearly blow it in the first test against a legitimate opponent?
Well, yeah, they deserve criticism for nearly blowing a 20-point lead.
Listen, the Seahawks have never made bad decisions in crunch time. What are you talking about? What?
No, they're talking Steelers.
Oh, they're talking the Steelers.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes. Yeah. Is that Donovan? Who's talking?
Yeah, it's me.
All right. All right, Donovan, meet Uche.
Hello, Uche.
What's up? Really? What's up, Donovan?
All right, ask your questions.
I'm not gonna lie. The last 4 minutes, I was trying to figure out how to pronounce your name.
Uche, one of the world's great wonders. How do you say it?
So, I'm a senior. I play offensive guard. I know you play offensive tackle. So I'm
old guard, baby. I'm old guard. O-line. Guard.
I have a couple of questions due to the fact that going to a camp in 2 weeks, a Vito Sports Combine in North Carolina. I was wondering if I could get some advice from you.
Of course.
What are the most important skills to have as a lineman?
Ooh, that's let's be a little bit more specific, because there's a lot of different skills that you need, but you don't need them all at the same time.
All right, if you're able to tell your high school football self, these are the 3 things you needed to do to become a beast on the field, what would they be?
Well, first you have to have the right mentality. I would say that you have to understand what it means to be an offensive lineman. We're a different breed than what you see at other positions on the field. We're the one group on the field that is literally, we rely on each other to do our jobs and to do our jobs the right way every time, or nothing is going to work for anybody else on the field. So there's a distinct kind of bond that offensive linemen have because of, being that engine. And if one piece of the engine isn't working, then the engine pretty much fails and the entire car is stuck. So there's a couple things you need to know about that. Being an O-lineman means that you don't take no shit. It means you don't allow anyone to impose their will on you. You are the imposer of will. You impose will. That nobody imposes will on us. We impose will on them. And it's up to them to try and meet our challenge. It's not up to us to ever try and meet theirs, because we know what we're doing, and we know how to, we know that everything relies on us getting the job done. So, we have to have the mentality of being the first striker. We have to, and when I say first strike means your precision matches your aggression. So you're able to be aggressive and under control and precise in order to get your job done. So your mentality has to start with what you as an offensive lineman are going to be built from to be able to enforce your will. That's where you build your own mental toughness, your own fortitude to play behind. And a lot of having the confidence to do that is enabled by, understanding the skills you need to use on the field. So you start with your mentality, then you go from your mentality to your technique. Your technique needs to be precise, but it needs to be purposeful. The number one thing that you need to understand if you're run blocking someone is that your second step is a step that your entire block is kind of premised around. Like, you have to have your second step in the ground to be able to achieve any kind of leverage and any kind of explosion. Your hands got to be inside. You have to be able to control after you disrupt any path that a defensive lineman's trying to take in a run block. So you have to be able to have your hands inside and underneath. And you have to be able to drive your feet with a base so that when that defensive lineman inevitably does try to redirect you or sling you, like you see offensive linemen get done to, where they're so far into their hips being released that they don't have their hands inside tight enough and with enough control, that D lineman just sidesteps and slings them to the ground, which it's not holding, but some refs call it, some don't. But you have to have your hands inside. You got to have your second step down. You got to have your eyes up. You only block what you can see. You can't see it, you can't block it. A lot of linemen I watch on film, even in the NFL, when they're in run blocks, if they get too engaged and they're too focused on exploding out, a lot of times, because their eyes aren't up, their body goes, basically they miss a lot on their initial contact and they get tossed to the ground. They slide off the block. So you got to have your hands inside. You got to have your eyes up. You got to have your feet underneath with a good base. And that allows you to put yourself in the best position to control a defender. That's where your confidence, that's a part of building your confidence so that you can start to impose yourself on somebody. Because when you see those kinds of skills pay off, then your confidence as a lineman grows. And then you know the answer to your own problems that you have to solve on the field. Third element is you have to be a student of the game. You want to be a beast as an offensive lineman, you have to understand what you're playing against each and every week. Film study is 90% of your preparation for a football game in the NFL, because you already, you've mastered your own technique to a certain extent. You always polish it, but you've mastered that. Your mentality is already there. This is professional. Like, we expect you to be ready to go out there and play ball and ready to impose your will. But where the game's won and lost is in the preparation. How much film are you watching? How much are you paying attention to the nuance of the defender you're going against? I had to play against I've played against all of the best D linemen in my era when I played. I played against Albert Hainsworth, played against Geno Atkins, played against B.J. Raji, played against Jay Ratliff, played against Greg Ellis, played against Jarrell Casey, played against Charles Rogers. All of these top-tier Pro Bowl defensive linemen. You have to, and in my film study, I had to pay attention to the little things that they did that gave away some of their intent before a play. But at the end of the day, it was me working against people on the practice squad. The people that are on your practice squad, the people that are your scout guys. Those are some of the most important guys on the team, because they need to give you a look that replicates who it is you're playing against. Because your film study is only translated from the film to the field by going against somebody who scouts as them. Well, go ahead, my bad.
No, I thought that your advice was going to be just punch him in the throat.
Oh man, come on, man.
That's what my coach always says. I'm not gonna lie to you. My coach says all the time, just throw him to the ground.
Man, right. Hey, then I tell you what. And he's thinking on a pretty simplistic level, because man, this thing it was my career, dude. Like, this is my life. This is my livelihood. You got to if you want to get to that level, these are the things you got to kind of understand. Because the ones who don't understand it are usually the ones who, if they don't have the talent, then they're not going to make it. Yeah. You understanding the game and having and building your IQ for the game actually gives you a benefit if you're a younger guy. The faster you can get your IQ up in football, then the better chance you have of making it to the professional level. Because it took me, I really didn't feel like I knew the game of football until my 3rd season in the NFL.
Wow.
Then it started to all make sense. And it was easier to see.
All right, what's your second question there, Don? Great answer, by the way. That was beautiful.
Fantastic.
That was
excellent.
That was
my second question was, due to the fact that like this camp I'm going to is sponsored by like Rivals, 24/7 Sports are going to be there. So like, I kind of like think of it as like how you had to deal with the NFL Combine. What things did you do to keep yourself like calm and collected during the Combine, knowing that whatever you do, it might make or break your chances of getting into the NFL?
Well, first off, it's not going to make or break your chances at anything because Rivals is a media publication. Rivals has their own critique system that they use. And I can pretty much assure you that most scouts only look at their rankings just to see if they're where they're at, but they're not that interested in, these guys have their own systems that have, millions of dollars of resources into scouting and evaluating talent. Rivals is just a part of the pie, but that's not going to make or break what you're doing at all. Same way that when I was at the Combine, all I did was the bench press because I pulled my quad on my first 40-yard sprint, and I didn't do another drill at the Combine. In 2007, never did I did one drill the entire time. Still got drafted.
225. How many times did you throw up the 225?
I think I did that 31 times.
Damn,
not bad.
I don't think I've done 31 of those in my life.
Dude, I ran a 4. As long as you can do 25, you're fine. O-line coaches, as long as you can do 25, you're fine. Even if you don't do 25, dude, the Combine doesn't really mean nothing. Let's just be straight up. It only means stuff really for incremental like evaluation notes for coaches. So like guys are going to move up who are big, the big names, of course. But when you get into the O-line, D-line, guys, only a couple of those guys really move around that much. Everybody's interchangeable after the first 2 offensive linemen get picked on both sides. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know guys who they can't, they couldn't lift shit, but they played and they got out. They were good players.
So what he's saying, Donovan, is don't sweat it. Do your best.
Yeah, don't sweat that. Just do what you do. Don't worry about nothing. I have
one more question. So, what did you spend your first $1 million on?
Sure you want to know the answer to that?
No. Does this answer include or does not include strippers?
I like where this fits mine, dude.
Oh, man. Well, I'll just say, look, it's going to be boring because it's not what you think. Mm-hmm. My first $1 million, I gave half of it to my parents to pay off their house. And yeah, I think I went to Vegas with the other half.
Love it.
Vegas with the other half.
All right.
As for the extracurriculars, well, what would you do if you were in Vegas with $500,000 cash just to throw around?
Oh yeah,
I'm so cheap. I'm so cheap. I would just play the $5 tables.
Oh, dude, I just played blackjack the whole time. Right. I didn't even go out.
Yeah,
I didn't even go out. I just played blackjack. I tried to win back the money I gave to my parents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're like, if I double my money,
all right, Donovan, down about 400.
Donovan, I hope I made your dreams come true, and good luck at your camp. And thanks for coming in.
Yeah, man.
Good luck.
Yeah, man. Good luck, man. Best of luck.
Kick some ass, Donovan.
And I'm gonna come back to the show after I'm done with my workout.
All right.
I'll just keep on watching. All right.
Def, man.
Thanks, buddy. All right, we're behind because Uche gave us
that was a good conversation, though.
I'm a little long-winded. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Sorry about that.
It's all right, man. We got all night. Browns and Bengals. Let's tier that. So the Browns had to come back. Odell Beckham probably tore his ACL. That's what they're speculating. And they let a shitty division rival hang around. But now the Browns are looking like a solid wild card team. Would you not say that?
Baker Mayfield was dominant after that ugly start.
Oh my gosh, the Peoples Jones pass at the end. I was very impressed by Baker. It's and this will be the third season that Odell Beckham. So he did tear his ACL. Thank you, right there, Jared. Yep. This will be the third season that Odell has missed in his career, where he was just out. I have a question, Uche.
Yeah.
Do you believe that injuries come from bad luck or bad play? Either from yourself or the other person who inflicted the injury. It just sucked.
Man, that's general though. That's a general question. Like, are you talking about like specifically with like an ACL or?
Do you think if you had 11 on 11 guys that know what they're doing and they're executing, that there would be injury-free football, or even 11-11, the best of the best? There's still going to be injuries.
Yeah, there's still going to be injuries, man. I mean, look, as much as guys train, there's still, if you go through the course of like, let's talk about like Odell Beckham tears his ACL. Like, now, why did he tear his ACL? Was it just his knee twisted the wrong way? Was it, if you go deeper and look at his muscles, was there a muscle that was a little bit weaker than it needed to be able to keep his legs stable when it was in a compromising position? There's a number of different things that really play into it, but really that's one of the reasons why preseason it provides some importance. I mean, as much as we hated preseason, it did really give players a chance to at least get their
preseason,
their full speed reps, get their timing down with their own body. And, that helps because, I mean, look, week 2, there was injuries left and right. That
was usually reserved for week 2 of the preseason.
That can be an argument too, but
yeah.
I think injuries just happen. It's football, man. I mean, these things happen. And, with ACLs, usually, it's just a flip of the coin.
I've got a torn one.
You rarely ever see a guy partially tear their ACL. They either tear it or they don't.
Mine's partially torn, but I did it skiing, not taking on a 300-pound person. All right. The NFC. So we got Cowboys in Washington. The Cowboys are in NFC East trash, and so is Washington. Though the Washington did look good in beating the fuck out of the Cowboys.
Hey, I think everyone in America was cheering that game on.
Yeah,
they don't give a shit if it was Washington. It's just watch Dallas implode.
Dallas, man.
Hey, I'll take it.
Yeah, Dallas is bad, and then Bostic with that dirty hit, man. Like, that's
I don't know how he didn't even get fined or suspended for it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh no, the fine's coming. Don't worry about that. He'll get that by. That'll be on his chair on Wednesday. Wednesday morning.
His mandatory donation to the NFLPA pension fund.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's what I like to call it.
Oh yeah.
Don't feed Phil. The Bears are what we thought they were. Yep. Bears not that good. Looked a little human against the Rams.
They got suffocated.
I'll discuss that more in depth.
Someone said Rams. All right. We sent out the bat signal for Hiei and Alex. Come on. Red Rhino 94.
Yeah!
Ladies and gents, the circus has arrived in Tampa Bay.
And Brown, Jesus.
Yep.
My coworkers talk so much shit on my team, and like the thing is, they thought like the Bears defense would completely shut Jared Goff down for the whole night, when in fact it was the other way. If I think about it, the only touchdown they got, if I'm not mistaken, was on a Robert Woods fumble recovery.
Stop,
Reno, you shut the fuck up. Your Rams offense was operating about as good as your guitar playing. Now, go on to the show.
What was the score?
Hey, hold on. Before you two get into your little love
spat here. Goff still looked bad. Okay, Goff made some pretty bad throws.
You didn't throw it 2 interceptions that game, though.
Well, those throws were mostly because Foles got desperate and he had bad play calling.
Foles looked even worse, though. Foles looked worse. So, Mekhi Wilson, the Tampa Bay Lightning, Rays, and Rowdies have all made it to the championship ever since Brady went to the Bucks. The Tampa Bay uprising is upon us now. Yeah, now AB is
God
there.
help us all.
Mm-hmm. He can fart on his team doctor all he wants now.
We're all really sick of Tom Brady winning, right?
I know.
He beat me twice.
Yep. Beast of Metal 1989. Oh, and congratulations, Joe Hayden, on being traded to the Titans and being converted to fullback. Wait. Did that really happen?
Wait, what?
Oh, that must have been like a something involving Derrick Henry. That would be my guess.
Did he get?
I don't remember seeing it. I'm not really pointing an eye to it.
You get his shit pushed in.
I thought they would bitch about the intentional grounding call, even though that was intentional grounding.
Yeah, that was intentional grounding.
Craig Kramer, as much as it sucks being a Jets fan this year, aka most years, but at least I'm not a Falcons fan. That's rough when you say at least I'm not a Falcons fan. That's
Falcons
depressing.
are experimentation on how to lose games and how to break people spiritually.
Yes. Hashtag.
Dude, I live in Atlanta.
Yeah, you must hear it every day.
It's a meme.
Right?
It's a meme now.
Yeah.
Atlanta choking 3 times in 6 weeks.
David Benjamin, 0-16 Jets is imminent. That's happening, yes.
That means I'll have to make another vid on it and another montage.
Yep. And Blake Trout, the Eagles gave me a stroke for 3 failed red zone trips, but made me appreciate the term next man up. Appreciate your practice squad guys. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you would throw a fade to a guy who's not a big-time wide receiver. I don't understand.
Boston Scott fucking stuck the dagger in.
Boston Scott was that, but I think it was another wide receiver that got it.
Oh, yeah, they got the intercept. Dude, I've already erased that game from my memory. Now stop. Packers and the Titans. Are the Packers back in Super Bowl, or in the Texans? I'm sorry. They beat up on the lowly Texans. Are they back in the Super Bowl conversation?
No.
I'd still say division.
Division. Okay.
Houston is a mess right now, though.
You're saying they're a little sus. That's what you're saying.
Well, 5 points. I was about to ask Tom this question last time, but every time we've seen the Packers lose in the Matt LaFleur era, they just fold. Like whenever they're down either 14, it's like they just give up.
Yeah, they don't have the a very strong stomach. I'll tell you
we've
that.
seen this. We've seen this against LA last year, the Chargers, and then we've seen this twice against San Francisco, and we also saw it 2 weeks ago against Tampa Bay. So it seems like whenever they get a lead, the defense starts to actually becomes better, mainly because they're having to pass the ball a lot more because they're having to fight Aaron Rodgers. But when the offense has a bad day, they can't stop the run, and they can't stop a balanced attack.
The Texans are in trash.
They trash. They are.
They are still.
Oh, AFC South. What has happened to you?
Trash.
Bill O'Brien's what
Poor
happened.
Deshaun. Poor Deshaun Watson. Idiocy.
Oh.
A team figured out how to lose by winning, and of course it's the Falcons. Well, the Falcons still might not get a top 3 pick.
There's a lot of tanking going on.
They would get stuck with pick 8.
Right.
No, what's going to happen is they're going to go 1-9, then win 5 of 6. That's what happens with the Falcons.
They'll start. Remember, they've lost games by 1 score.
If they won those 3 games, you're looking at a 4-3 team. You're in the playoff contention.
And Dan Quinn would still be there.
Mm-hmm.
So. Beast Metal 1999. Quick, get that Mariner who blew the ball over the foul line. He might be more effective at drawing Texas Motor Speedway than the Air Titans. Maybe they need to drag some tires. Trevor Teormina, was Tree's Yinzer mode activated by the end of the Titans game? Because my Yinzer mode was on for sure. I'm sure Tree was in there. Steelers going to the Super Bowl.
I was more doing, thank God they didn't blow that 20-point lead.
Yeah, they were.
I was kind of getting there in the first half. I'm not going to lie.
was the butthole puckering.
Yeah, it was a little bit.
Little
Breaking pennies.
Little perpetrator.
That when Ben made that really bad pass in the fourth quarter, I'm like, dude, why are you throwing that? Don't throw that. All you need is a short pass, kick a field goal, and you won't have to like.
Remember, they took a penalty in third. What was it? 3rd and 1. They took a holding penalty.
So all they needed to do was like move up and just get short distance and
get
better
a field
field
goal.
range. That's how I would have done, but Ben's got chuck it deep, same as the end of the second half, which that case was house money. So
good old Ben.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Alex Wood is already in the game. I think it's funny that there's a player named Alex Wood and Justin May.
Alex Wood was back on the Dodgers. I thought he was on the Reds still.
I heard Alex Wood. Jonathan Boudreau, I'm surprised Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers isn't here. We'll have to get him. We'll just have to get more guests. More amazing guests every week. All right, Lions, Falcons. Falcons blew another one. It seems to me that we are saying that as often as I hear Jared Goff just made an ill-advised throw. I hear those very often. The Falcons blew it, and that was a bad throw by Jared Goff. Okay.
Todd Gurley, my boy. Living it up.
Are Lions in the sus tier, or are they trash?
I put them in sus because the fans are putting in like the false hope is going through Detroit like there is no tomorrow. It is spreading through that city like it's COVID. It's just going through so many cases of false hope going through Detroit. It was like, oh, we might make the playoffs this year. Oh my God, our coaches might not suck. No. It's because you beat Jacksonville and you beat an Atlanta team that choked thanks to Matt Stafford's talent. That's why you've won 2 in a row.
You know what's even worse is if I'm a Lions fan, you're stuck with Patricia probably till the end of the year.
Oh yeah, you're stuck with him for another couple of years, dude.
If you're 500
I had them coming in 7-9, 8-8. That's probably justification to keep him around, even though last year was just because Stafford got injured.
Yeah. Falcons are trash. We all know that.
They're Jets tier trash. They are.
Oh, and it hurts me to say that. They have talent. What the?
They do, and honestly, at this point, I feel like it's still lingering effects from 28-3. There are losses.
Of course it is.
That's the Texans lost 24-0 last year. There were just losses you don't recover from as a unit. It's just you just can't shake it. And the only way you do that is with a deep clean. So, they got to blow it up. That's the only way.
There's been some times where I've played Madden and been pissed off for an entire afternoon over a stupid game of Madden. Were there ever games, Uche, where you were fucking angry that you lost?
Oh yeah. Man, let me see. Let me go through the catalog here. One game that I was really pissed when I got benched for it against the Bengals my second year. First year as a starter. Got benched. I was really pissed because it was just a bad game. Oh, no. That one was bad, but I was young. This game, we played against Tampa Bay when I was it was my 5th year. First game against Hainsworth, post Hainsworth. And I was having a good game. Really good game. Mojo had I think Maurice Jones-Drew had 4 touchdowns that game, bunch of yards rushing. But on one drive, this was the weirdest thing ever. On one drive, I got 3 holding calls.
You're just
3 holding calls.
And
it was God damn it, he got me, and I just snatched his jersey. And then another time, I had the guy blocked. I didn't think it was a hold, but they called the hold. And then near the goal line, they called another one, and I'm just my O-line coach was pissed because I think I might have had 1 holding call in the past 2 seasons before that, and I just didn't have any way to explain it. It bothered. We won the game. We blew the Bucs out, and I was pissed.
You were pissed.
I thought it was a terrible game. I didn't even care that we won. I was it bothered me until the next week. It bothered me the whole week.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine you have to wait like because when we lose or we watch our team lose, we have a whole week we go back to our jobs and shit. You're the player, like you have to fucking and you had to wait a whole week before you get out there to fuck shit up. I could imagine that it's frustrating. All right, Steelers Titans. We will tier the Titans first. Titans division. Are they going to win the division? Pretty simple, right?
I think even after that awful fucking start, they still had the resiliency to actually get back.
The Titans,
they were able to adjust.
Yeah, finally.
The Titans. I go Super Bowl.
You want to put the Titans in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
What?
You need to justify that.
You're the Jaguars.
All right. Hold on. Uche spitting fire. You better have a dragon behind this hot take. Tell me why.
Look,
the Titans are going to the Super Bowl.
If you pay attention to the Titans over the course of this season, of all the teams that are really contenders, I feel like they're the team that can actually take control of a game through their running game. You even if they're down 10 points, their running game is just as capable of bringing them back as their passing game.
Yeah.
Not only that, they have played against top teams and they've won all of the games except for this. They lost to Pittsburgh, yes, but
they came close.
It was close. This is a team that is already playing those games that build your team's character to be ready to win the games in the winter. And it doesn't matter how explosive an offense is in the playoffs, your run game has to dictate the flow of that game. Mm-hmm. If you can't run the ball and you can't at least control the clock, you're not going to win in the playoffs. It's very hard to win if you can't control the clock.
The question is, how do they get past KC? Because KC can do the same. They can run the ball. KC can run the ball.
I mean, honestly, I think they can beat KC. But also, I'm not 100% sure that I see KC getting back to the AFC title game.
Really?
They've got competition out there. There's good competition in the AFC.
October 27th.
At the top.
2020. Some bold predictions were made.
I'm not saying that they won't. I'm saying that I can see a scenario where they get beat in the divisional.
Okay.
I mean, did anybody think Baltimore was going out
I could see
in the divisional last year based on what you knew about that team?
The problem I have, though, is KC's not showing many weaknesses. Like, remember the year that the Packers were 15-1? Like, they had glaring weaknesses that they masked, like, by outscoring people. And then when they were off a little bit, it cost them. KC doesn't – they're not showing that counterfeitism, if you will. But we'll see. We'll see. They did lose to the Raiders.
They lost. No, I would just say the Raiders won. Why? Because the Raiders kept up with the shootout.
It's true.
Now, on the other end of that, if you're a team that isn't, I wouldn't say that the Titans are going to be a team you consider to put up 35 points a game.
Even though they've done that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't buy that as their style of playing. Well, how do you stop a team that has the ability to put up points fast? You keep them off the field. How do you keep them off the field?
Yep.
By running the ball.
Mm-hmm.
How do you expose the deficiencies in a defense to the benefit of your offense? You keep them on the field as long as you can so that they can't continue to disguise any of their holes. Because one of the things that the Titans do really well is play action.
Yeah, because
that's how they got Baltimore.
Yeah, all that concern with the run has got,
you have to be concerned with the run because it can do to you what the passing game can do to you.
Yep. All right.
So the running game in the NFL is what has been, and I'll end it with this. The running game in the NFL has been a lost art form, but the fact still remains that if you can run the ball with authority and you can run it consistently well, you can beat any team regardless of how many points they put up, because they can't score if they're not on the field. And if their defense is on the field long enough, they can't defend. So they'll continue to give up more points.
You're right. That's how Bill Parcells won 2 Super Bowls. Just did it that way.
And
all right,
radio,
Steelers. We're gonna put the Steelers in the Super Bowl contention just from optics wise.
Yep, they got guys Super Bowl. That guy's Super Bowl.
Here comes the Yinzer mode.
That Yinzer there.
Yep, there he is.
But I wanted to reiterate, like, to his point, exactly. Like, if you run the ball, if you control the time position, which the Steelers did against the Titans in that first half, what did Big Ben do in that first drive? Let a 16 dink and dunk, 16
Yeah, they had a
play
freaking
drive.
crazy
That's
drive.
because like the Texans or the Titans were just going off into soft zone. They were just covering deep. Same thing the Patriots did to us for all those years. Hey, you're going to give us the short shit? We'll take
Well, they wanted to see if Ben could beat him, and he did.
the short shit. We'll get 5-6 yard gains. We're going to keep getting first down. You know why? Because you're trying to cover deep.
But one of the problems that the Titans have had, at least in this year, was their third down defense. It didn't matter what kind of yardage they had that the Steelers needed to have. They ended up getting it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's on the D line. The D line has to get pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Jared Froman, what have I missed so far? I was late because I had to take an online exam. Damn, people still do that shit. Also, haha, Falcons choked again. Yep. Craig Kramer, here's a question. Uche, how good is Mekhi Becton?
Mekhi Becton.
Yeah, the Jets pick. I don't think
you think I've watched anything with the Jets other than highlights?
Yeah. I don't think if you had there's just not enough film on him so far. He's probably better than Andrew Thomas, who's been apparently petulant and a little bit of malcontent.
He has been very disappointing.
Yeah.
Like, he was supposed to be the most NFL-ready lineman, and he's getting blown off the ball, and he's getting benched for being late to meetings.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So he's not even a professional.
No. Titan eyes. Grossi's not here, so I'll say it. Bears are frauds. Bears are frauds. I'm just kidding.
They are the imposter.
They are
sus.
the imposter.
Very sus.
They're very sus. Well,
those 6 Bears were the same way, and they made the Super Bowl, so you never know.
All right, Buccaneers and Raiders. Buccaneers get back on track. Everyone's talking about them for Super Bowl now because Tom Brady and the Gronk, and now they have what's his name? Antonio Brown. Where do you put the Bucs? Just division? I don't think they're Super
I still
Bowl.
say division.
Yeah.
I don't think they're
I'll
Super
go with
Bowl.
division.
Yeah.
That defense is nice, though.
And the Raiders, are they still sus?
They're
Or are
sus.
they trash? Sus?
I say sus. They're sus.
Sus, yeah.
Chiefs and Broncos. Chiefs absolutely just blew the doors off the Broncos.
They're Super Bowl.
Yeah, Chiefs are still the team to beat, right?
And Broncos be trash. Drew Lock
Broncos,
he hasn't been the same. He's bad. He's not doing good.
Sorry, I had to whisper it because I love when teams are trash.
Hey,
Chargers,
that's what makes the shit posting machine go round.
Chargers and Uche's old team. The Chargers get their second. The Chargers are a much better team than what are they? 2-5?
We thought they'd be.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's because of a certain quarterback they have.
Yeah.
I mean, if they didn't, like deal with pain, blow big leads, I mean, they'd be in playoff contention.
They're one game away from being 3-3. Are the Chargers sus? Are they above trash?
I'd say they're sus.
Yeah.
Because I think depending on their schedule, they can have a good little run.
Mm-hmm. And the Jaguars, did Minshew end up getting benched or did he keep his
No, he's still in.
Okay. So they're tanking.
Minshew is about to get fucked.
Yeah. He's going to go to backup heaven. Getting benched for Mike Glennon.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He's going to disappear. He's going to go into Mitch Trubisky land. Just
sit there behind and just watch.
Yep. Remembering the golden days.
Remember that guy, Gardner Minshew? Huh?
It was like the dude with the mustache. Oh, yeah. It was like him, Kyle Allen, and Duck Hodges. Those were the big quarterbacks.
Duck Hodges. Mason Rudolph is going to end up in that category too. Remember the guy who got hit in the head with a helmet?
Yeah.
What's he doing now? He's an offensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. The WVU1, who wins, Jets or Cowboys? Cowboys are still better than the Jets. Come on, out of here with that.
Are
shit.
we sure?
Be careful, man. They lost
we
to the Jets
sure?
last year.
They did.
Oh, that's right.
Hurricane JD1129. I know I'll get shit on for saying it, but I don't care. People vote. No, there's nothing. You can't get shit on for telling people to vote.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Vote.
well, what's wrong with saying you should vote?
As long
like-
as you vote the same way I do. I'm just kidding.
That's
Those ads where they're like, get out and vote. I'm like, people can vote against you too, right? You're encouraging your opposition. But no, people should vote. You should vote.
Express freedom.
It really is the only thing that you have. All the arguing that you engage in.
Hell, vote for Harambe. I don't give a shit.
all the shit that you talk, if you are into politics or whatever, or you care or not, go vote, because that's really the only actionable thing that you can do. Your little posts on social media mean
Does nothing.
fucking shit until you pull the lever. Thank you. Jared Froman, for those who blame Todd Gurley for Atlanta losing, let me remind you, can Gurley play in the secondary? Can Todd Gurley commit RTP penalty? Yeah.
That roughing the passer call was bullshit. That was a clean sack. I hate that rule.
I hate that rule too.
It's like, oh boy, I'm just gonna put my weight on a quarterback. That's a flag. Do you remember William Hayes from a couple years ago? He tried avoiding the sack landing quarterback for the roughing the passer, tore his ACL. He hasn't played again.
Remember when Matthias...
So guess what? You've ruined more careers than you've saved. Congratulations.
Remember when Matthias Kiwanuka let Vince Young out of his grasp because he thought... Yeah.
And it cost him the game.
Yeah. Let's read one more and we'll finish out the games. Beast of Metal 1989. Speaking of the Nats, remember when Schlosser said you overreacted to Andrew Thomas C? And then I think commentary said he was struggling on his blocks last night. At least he gave you money. Yeah.
He was dealing with issues all season. That fumble against Dallas, but Daniel Jones, that was an Andrew Thomas block.
Yeah.
He has no pursuit. He's having trouble with his footwork or just keeping up with the speed of edge rushers.
Uche, you saw a lot of guys. You saw a lot of guys out there that were high draft picks that weren't ready.
Yeah, as I said, I mean, this was supposed to be the most NFL-ready tackle at the draft, though.
How does that happen, though?
What kind of coach? I think first you got to find out what's he being coached to do. What kind of technique is he being coached to work with? I know we had a top pick when I was in Jacksonville, left tackle Eugene Monroe, and we had, he was ready to play. I felt when he came in, but his coaching had a lot to do with him being able to improve from the first game to the sixth game to the eighth game to the 12th game. So really, it takes a while. It takes a little bit longer for offensive linemen to come around, especially if you're a guy who just gets tossed in there. I mean, you're going to be focusing on so many different things that sometimes your technique kind of gets lost in the heat of the moment, per se.
Especially when you don't have a real preseason or a real training camp. You can't really work on that.
But here's one thing that doesn't take talent or ability. That's showing up on time to meetings. And
that is totally in his control.
That's a red flag.
Yep.
Yeah, that is a red flag. That means work ethic is the issue.
Yep. 49ers and the Patriots, the banged up 49ers go out and bend over the Patriots like a folding chair.
The world rejoiced.
Yeah.
I'm afraid Cam Newton's done.
Cam looks
I was editing footage for Sports Ball. I'm just sitting there his form is off. His accuracy is completely bad. He's making terrible reads. He's either reading it too late or too early or he's too hesitant. It's bad.
So what do you think has happened, right? In week 1 and 2, they very much minimize Cam's his responsibilities, wouldn't you say? And now I think defenses have kind of figured out maybe we should make Cam beat us, and he's back to that.
He doesn't have it anymore. He's not an MVP.
He's looking
form.
like ugly Cam from last year.
Yes, the shoulder injuries and foot injuries have taken him out.
And me as
His
an
shoulder
Auburn
tendon.
fan.
You know, it's funny. I never really looked at Cam as that kind of passer anyway. I don't know why there's a misconception that his MVP year, he was just setting the world ablaze with his passing skills. He was still middle of the pack in the NFL that year in his completion percentage and in his QB rating.
But his
He
ball.
was middle of the pack.
But remember, though, when Cam came in, his ball looked so good. Like, he could chuck the football. Now he just... It's not.
His shoulder
fair.
tendon.
It looked like
The
he was
first
getting
thing
on
that
the ball too
first thing
long.
that declines once you age as an athlete is physical attributes. So that's your throw power, your accuracy, and your speed.
I thought it was sexual prowess.
I thought it looked more like his technique was just total shit. Like he had,
that too. Like its form and mechanics are really just bad.
Yeah.
he like let the ball go on a throw too late. That's why it went straight into the ground.
Yeah.
I did see that one.
Sad.
And then-
All right. Here's the thing. Where do we put the Patriots?
NFC East trash.
They're
Actually, that's
trash.
not a bad idea.
They're not trash.
NFC East trash. They're past sus. They had to
think
bench
they're
their starting
trash?
QB. It's not sus anymore.
You think the
it's either him or Jarrett Stidham, who has one of the worst interception ratios in NFL history.
We're putting the Patriots in trash.
I mean,
NFC
I want to give them the
East
benefit
trash.
of the doubt because they're the Patriots.
The NFC East trash is reserved for the NFC East. It's either you're trash or you're sus. Those are the rules. I don't make up the rules.
Well, then they got to be trash.
Tree, you're the decide. I'm not ready to put him in trash. You're the decider.
Yeah, I'm not ready either. And next week, if they get blown out, they trash.
Okay. All right. Uche's like, I'm not gonna be here next week. I don't give a shit.
I think everyone just wants to call them trash
fucking
because we
trash.
can dance on the Patriots' grave.
Yep. Niners, are they sus or are they above sus? They were
they're wild
injured.
card.
People were riding.
Problem
them
is, like
off.
the NFC West is
Stacked.
It-
Yeah,
it's
they're not gonna make.
stacked. You can have like 3 or 4 teams come out of that.
All
division.
4 could go to the wild. Let's put them in sus until they get.
That's
healthy.
because there's just so much in the NFC East.
Yeah.
Not to
let's put
mention
them in
they're still kind of injured, right?
Yes. Injured.
Yeah,
All right.
I mean they lost a couple other guys. They lost Wilson and Debo Samuel.
You read Tree Uncultured down
Yes,
through
sir.
Alex.
Uncultured Barbarian.
Rapid 2.
Urinating Tree talking about the Monsoon Bowl reminded me of watching the Fog Bowl. Even the announcers had to guess what was going on. I've heard tales about the Fog Bowl. The Ice Bowl was also pretty ugly to watch too because of the cold, I think.
Yes.
A couple Alex Morenos too. I don't know how my Rams are this inconsistent. I'll take the win. Also scream, "Go Dodgers" for me and my family. Song of the week, "Lost" by Korn.
Ooh, feeling like a freak on leash. Oh, that's not.
No, that's just freaking unleashed. It's not even the offseason, and the Bucks still find ways to win the offseason Super Bowl somehow. I'll give them this. They're at least winning.
Hey, the Bucks made moves. They're probably one of the
I
few
did not
teams-
expect Brady to look this good. I mean, I thought he was looking pretty bad in New England last year, and he's shown like his old form this year. I'm like, what the hell? Where was this last year?
Who's on a higher chair right now? Tom Brady. He is just loving it. He is just shitting all over Bill Belichick, right?
He's
just
shitting
like-
over everyone, dude.
Yep.
The entire New England organization.
Yep. Mm-hmm. All right, and read that last one.
And Alex Moreno against quality opponents, nonetheless.
Yep.
I mean, they crushed Green Bay. Oakland has like that underdog mentality. They crushed them.
Yep. All right, now all we have left are the 2 primetime games. Cardinals come back on the Seahawks. The Cardinals come back on the Seahawks. Where do we put them?
I'm gonna put Cardinals in wild card.
Yeah, I think the Seahawks still win the division. They got one more chance at them. They should have won that game, but Cardinals are going to the playoffs, guys. Kyler Murray.
I think there are a lot of teams in the NFC West. You can make the argument for every single team in that division.
Yeah, it's true. Cardinals are who we thought they were, which is better than we thought they were.
Pretty much. I thought their defense
Honestly,
was going to be their issue.
Okay.
I mean, it still kind of is, but
The question is, are the Seahawks
Sea chickens.
Are they Super Bowl contenders still, even with that loss?
No. That defense.
Who's going to win the NFC?
Dude, that was a division game. Those are the hardest ones. I still put them in Super Bowl.
Thank you.
If it weren't for a really foolish penalty by Benson Mayowa, they win that game.
Yeah. KC lost to a division rival. Seahawks lost to, they should have won that game. They had it in the bag. You blew it. All right,
I see a lot of similarities between the Titans and the Seahawks right now, just with an awesome offense, but a very suspect defense.
Yeah. Titans are nowhere near as cardiac as the Seahawks are, though.
Oh, right. You're sure? We've only won like one game that had 15 points. The rest of them.
That was still more than the Seahawks, to be honest with
you. The Seahawks are Ford, and Russell Wilson is the U.S. government bailing them out whenever they get into a jam.
He didn't do that last night.
All right.
I thought the Seahawks were Chaz, and it's everyone else bailing them out. But anyway.
Rams and the Bears, last game of the week. The Rams look like a wild.
Rams are wild
card. The Rams look like division. No?
Well, Seahawks are
division. Seahawks are going to win the division.
Seahawks are the division.
Rams are going to win a wild card, basically.
Well, it depends on how we match up against Seattle. The thing is, notoriously, we've given them a hard time. Even the Jeff Fisher teams managed to sweep over the Legion of Boom.
Maybe. And the real question here is, are the Bears sus or wild card?
I want to put them in sus so bad.
I do want to sus them. I want to sus them so hard.
Yeah, I'll put them in sus.
After last night's performance, every arrow for the Bears is now pointing at Matt Nagy, and the buck has to stop somewhere.
Well, I mean, if you don't make the playoffs, Nagy and Pace are both getting fired.
Uche, I got a question.
Uche,
sorry to interrupt you, man. I just wanted to ask, what's your opinion of Ramsey?
I think Ramsey I think he's an elite level player. I mean, you get that on the field, but then you also have that diva side. But I mean, there's no denying that he's a competitor. You see how he goes out there and plays. I mean,
he plays.
He don't care. He don't care if your sister got his kid or not.
All right, Andrew Mayer. And we'll do the bye week teams after these super chats. I'm gonna rapid fire. Andrew Meyer, the one game I wanted Seattle to win, they didn't. My Niners have made no good ground in the division, but we beat the crap out of the Patriots. Yeah.
Can't really worry about other teams. You got to worry about your own stuff.
MDom87 for 1999, the highest super chat of the evening, I believe. My 7-month-long pandemic purgatory is over. Going back to Commander's Palace this weekend, and my Saints are 4-2, and a real head coach, Stan Van Gundy, for the Pels. Who dat say they're gonna get through the pandemic? Who dat say they're gonna get through the pandemic? Let's do it.
Who dat lead to the Rams?
Mike Shaw, Philadelphia didn't win that game. New York lost it. New York has lost every game this year. Okay.
Well, Carson Wentz technically won it. Philly did not win that. Philly tried their hardest to lose that game with those baffling 2-point calls.
Oh, this is why y'all were effing in the chat. So James Amadei says F in the chat for 2 Notre Dame students killed while crossing the street.
Jeez,
that's terrible.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's awful.
Terrible.
Sucks, man.
Craig Kramer, it was fun on Sunday knowing Adam Gase, and I watched the game the same way. Attributed nothing to the loss, but being a glorified cheerleader. Phil Michaels, Mike McCarthy, and being terrible without a generational quarterback. Name a better couple.
Like Dak, I wouldn't even consider generational. I consider him really good.
Dak is above.
Like, here's my problem.
He's good. He's not generational.
Yeah, Andy Dalton isn't a bad quarterback. I don't understand why they dropped off so hard from losing Dak to not. And I mean, they've lost plenty of O-linemen, but they were still producing offensively, even at that same case.
I think it was a bad move to look at Ezekiel Elliott and be like, this is your team now. You can never look at a running back and be like,
he looks horrible.
Yeah.
He's having fumble issues. His hands are really off. Like, it's just, it's not good, man. And you're paying him $90 million.
They did to Saquon and look at him, you know.
I honestly believe it's still like just the coach and all.
Well, it's not even the coach. It's the guy way at the top.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. It's good old Jerry world.
Always Jerry Jones.
Darth Jarius.
Yes. Alex Moreno, the only thing to make AB more of a snake is if he had to have a boss fight against Psycho Mantis. My dog also says hi and boof at my computer screen. All right. Alex has a new puppy. He's very proud.
No, she's old. She's 10 years old, but she's still my best friend.
Oh.
Aw.
Any pets, Uche?
Used to have a pit, but he's passed.
Oh,
sucks.
My dad was a genius.
You're not my best friend. You're a level above that. That's why I'm saying Lucy's my best friend, Ken's.
Beast of Metal 1989. Help. NASCAR and NBC's Twitter account recycled the 2019 Lightning tweet in response to today's rain out. We need salvation from the stale memes. Well, we're trying our best to create new memes. Here at the Meme Factory, we have tried our best. Evan Escher, your guy Tim Melville pitched a complete game shutout to stave off elimination and lead the Uni Lions to the Taiwan series, which starts on Saturday. Yes, foreign baseball. I haven't kept up with the KBO since we had our own version of baseball. Red Rhino 94. Will the Jets be winless? Yes.
Maybe.
The Jets will be winless.
They're probably going to win that one random game you don't expect them to win.
That's true. When
Probably
they
against
clinched,
Dallas.
if they clinch the tank for Trevor, they'll win the last game of the season, right?
How would you guys compare him to like the '96 Jets? Out of curiosity,
Who was the quarterback there? Bubby Brister.
That
That was a combination. It was, I think, like Glenn Foley, Bubby Brister, Neil
Rich
O'Connor.
Kotite's team.
No, Boomer, I think, was gone by that point.
oh, he was gone in '95, but that was the 1-15 Kotite
Yeah,
team.
that was the Kotite Leon Hess team.
Rich Kotex.
Gadzooks, the NFL should just move the Cardinals back to the NFC East so a team that's actually good at football can win that division. Hope you all are well. Hey, thanks, Ben.
Only if they move back to St. Louis, and we can call them the St. Louis Football Cardinals.
St. Louis Cardinals. Quasimodo 7, have you guys honestly ever seen the Cowboys look that dead? Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah,
that game felt almost like a funeral for the Cowboys. Hopes and dreams. First super chat, by the way. Thank you.
Thank
yes,
you,
the
bro.
Cowboys put the fun in funeral.
They, well, it was fun because it was fucking hilarious to watch, except for that Dalton hit. That was
when America's team loses.
Congratulations,
wins.
America.
I hate that shit. They're not America's team.
1989.
America's team is technically the Steelers. You want to know why?
Fuck
Because everyone
that
in the
shit.
70s and 80s left Pittsburgh and scattered throughout the goddamn country. That's why they're America's team.
Yeah, well.
That and because they're associated with winning. And do you want to be associated with losers? No, you don't.
Well,
So
the
why not
Steelers are also associated with getting laid off, so.
Yeah, exactly. That's why everyone left the goddamn city. There were no jobs here.
No more mill towns.
Kind of still aren't no jobs here. All the blue collar people left for other places. That's why they're America's team. It's like, oh, they travel. Well, it's like, no shit. We had a huge economic depression in the 70s. What do you think was going to happen?
EA declared economic jihad on Pittsburgh. That's what happened.
Oh, they declared economic jihad on this city throughout like 50 years ago.
Chill Heart
And it's still
1789
happening.
Pittsburgh dad guest on the
At least
show.
we have education and medicine. But
You guys have asked for Pittsburgh dad on. We'll try to get him. We'll try.
It reminds me of
Pittsburgh,
That's kind of
that's
elusive.
hilarious.
this train is carrying jobs out of Pittsburgh.
Uncultured Barbarian, I was so glad when McCarthy got fired mid-season in Green Bay, but even though he's a dinosaur of the coach, Dallas has many more problems than just him. Remember, the thing
Guy
that
up
gets you hired is the thing that will get you fired, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Mike McCarthy was supposed to be the veteran, the experienced leader, and the guy that would get them over the 8-8 hump. Yeah, that's not happening.
Well, you have to remember too, like the big thing was that he had changed and became an analytics heavy coach. What analytics has he really brought? Like going for it on fourth down?
Yeah.
Like that's I feel like is the only analytics he's brought.
Oh, this reminds me. Hey, Uche,
Yeah.
worst head coach ever. Adam Gase, Mike McCarthy. Well, not Mike McCarthy. Just how about this? Adam Gase or Mike Malarkey?
Wow.
I just had to get it to you, didn't I?
Wow. Oh, man. Mike Malarkey.
I would imagine,
well,
because
if someone gets you hurt on the first day of practice, Adam Gase never got you hurt on the first day of practice, right?
Wait,
Mike
you
Mularkey
played
has
for
this,
Gus Bradley, right?
yeah, I played for Gus, yeah.
What was that like?
Look, I mean, Gus Bradley was a good dude. I liked him. He just wasn't a head coach. And the coaches that he put around him, surprisingly to me, I think like 90% of them were first-year NFL coaches. I was just like,
he wanted
our
his
offensive
people.
coordinator. Yeah, he wanted his people. So he brings in the offensive coordinator who was the coordinator the previous year at the University of Miami. That was a real head shaker. we were in an offensive meeting like first day of OTAs looking at each other like, University of Miami? You showing us University of Miami film? Like, what the fuck is this? Are you serious?
This is how you run the read option.
Welcome back to college.
Right.
Bro, dude, I'll never forget this shit. Me and Blaine and a couple other guys went out to eat. And this was our second game of the season. We were going out to eat. And we're like, dude, we're like making fun of that fact for a quick second at the table. We're like, yo, all these coaches are first-year coaches. Like, these cats is out here looking shook as fuck on the sideline. Like, why are they like they're scared? And Blaine's like, dude, you have no fucking idea. I forget the O-line, the O coordinator that year. I forget his name, but that's how much that year was just traumatizing. Yeah, exactly.
That tells
He's
you
like, dude, I'm out there, he's like, I'm standing next to him before the first play of the game. And I'm like asking him what's the play. And he's just staring with this look at his game plan and his hands are shaking. And he's like, hey, what's the play?
He's like, yeah. He's just looking at this. Let me guess. He's looking at his play sheet and he just has the Adam Gase eyes just going.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like, dude, give us the play. Like, Blaine's like yelling at him, give me the play. He finally spits it out. And Blaine was like, dude, he said, I knew at that moment that these motherfuckers weren't ready for this shit.
Yep.
Oh, God.
All right, fast and freakiest. If none of you were doing sports channels, what channels would you think y'all would have? I'd still be a terrible gamer. I'd still just do gaming shit. Or I would do like a fact, like, do you know Wendover Productions or Half as Interesting? Like, I would do like useless information type.
Fish have no eyelids or something like that.
Tree, what would you do?
Part of me, I don't know if I'd be on YouTube, but if I were to do anything, probably a beer channel. I've been thinking about doing that as like a second channel.
A beer channel?
Yeah, like just drinking beer, talking beer, just beer. It'd have a totally different feel than what I do.
The Pittsburgh
It'd be much more optimistic and positive.
Welcome to me reviewing Iron City beer every week.
Yeah,
we should do.
You gotta dress up. Now, Tree, if you're gonna do that, you gotta dress up your basement with like a bar table and some nice can lights and
that's gonna be like that's like a maybe. It's like not yet. Like it's not gonna be a dank basement. Come on.
You need a stick poster.
It's gonna have beer bottles scattered everywhere.
Well, I need to increase my graveyard. I need to bolster that up a good bit.
Uche, what would you do if you couldn't do sports? Like if they said, Uche, you cannot do sports on YouTube. You have to do something else.
Be careful. I mean, YouTube might do that shit.
Honestly, I'd probably do gaming. Not gonna lie. I'm a geek. I love geek stuff.
Yeah.
Like gaming I feel like is just like, I don't know how I'd be able to separate myself from the pack. That's the thing with gaming.
You need, like, I've noticed with the successful ones, like, you need one thing. Like, Xerxes has the Milk Squad, and who is it? Like, RBT has the chicken thing or the corn. Not the expert, like Drew, he does, he did NCAA 14. Like, you need that one thing, and I'd never had it. Like I never could separate myself. So one day I was like, I need to do something else. I'm very bad at
Uche,
gaming.
you said you're a geek. Do you like putting together computers?
Yeah, I built my computer.
Ooh, nice.
Nice. What's your specs? We got to hear that.
Offensive
line.
Is this true of offensive linemen that most of them are cerebral and that they?
Yeah, we're
thinkers?
smart. We're far more. We have many more layers than you're going to find on a nutty defensive lineman.
Have
Uche has to be smart. They let him into Purdue.
Yeah, well, yeah.
They're like onions. They have layers.
Jared Warren, the Atlanta Falcons, professional football's Falcon punchline. They can punch in the vagina every week. Fireman 305, Todd Gurley and Daniel Jones just stumbling through the week. Yeah, that's everyone stumbling through 2020. Golden Hybrid 258, as a Steelers fans, we are division unless we beat Baltimore. If we win that game, all my doubts will fizzle into Atlanta sports teams' dreams. Atlanta sports do not have dreams. They are just horrible, horrible nightmares.
They have night terrors.
Oh my gosh. Every Atlanta Falcons fan just wakes up in a cold sweat and they're just like, fuck, why?
Like, what we should do is, do you remember Futurama where they just transport Atlanta all the way out to the middle of the Atlantic Ocean and then it randomly sinks? That's what should happen to Atlanta.
We have found the lost city of Atlanta.
Uncultured Barbarian, of course, Tree had to put the finger poke of doom in his vid about Atlanta sucking. The fall of WCW due to horrible management.
Vince Russo, baby.
Today. I hear
people in Atlanta wake up in a cold sweat and then just say, "Okay, it's Monday."
WCW was like the main reason why I stopped following wrestling as a kid. The one thing I remember was David Arquette, the fucking actor, winning the World Heavyweight Championship randomly. And I'm like, wait, that guy won the championship? It's like, that's fucking bullshit. And then it turned me off entirely.
ECW was off the chain, man.
ECW was really good.
Throwing chairs into the ring while the announcer's like, please stop throwing chairs into the ring.
Someone throw me a chair.
Right. Clarence Price.
Chair. Give him the chair.
Congrats, Eagles. You have 2 wide receivers. Please, God, don't bench Travis Fulgham and Greg Ward Jr. for Alshon Jeffrey and Jay Jaw. P.S. Skip Bayless' misery is glorious. Yes. Watching Skip.
All Cowboys' misery is glorious.
It is. Uncultured Barbarian. Does anyone else think that Peyton singing the praises of Adam Gase was just a rib on his part? Best joke ever. How hard is it to call plays for Peyton?
The thing was, he probably let Peyton do his thing.
Uche, did you ever have a quarterback that just changed up everything at the line, or were you just like
No.
Okay.
No, we don't have them kind of quarterbacks in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I think that's more of a modern phenomenon, I feel like.
Yeah.
I think wasn't Byron Leftwich before your time in Jacksonville?
They cut him my rookie year.
Okay, so yeah, he was the last Jacksonville quarterback I can think of that ever called audibles.
What about Blaine?
As far as
Blaine
like someone who,
according to Uche, Blaine didn't know the fucking play.
Okay, I'm saying this out of my ass as a fan and not as a player. You know, when I say audible, you mean somebody you see on the television who is very visibly shouting and waving his arms and changing the scheme at the line.
That was only
usually that means they gave him 2 plays to pick from.
Really?
Yeah, we did that in Jacksonville. Dave Garrard would get 2 plays. If he gets 1 look, he can change out into a different play. Same formation. Maybe add a motion or change the strength of the formation.
But I can't think I ever saw guys like Gabbert or, who else?
Quarterbacks that haven't proven that they can actually handle that. Yeah, they're not letting them do that.
Clearly, yes.
Tim Woodfield, I wish y'all were Formula One fans so you guys could witness Ferrari this season and how much it's a dumpster. I like Formula One. Dude, Uche, if you like racing, I don't know. Do you watch any of Formula One at all?
I mean, I've seen Formula One plenty of times. I don't like keep up with it though.
The races are almost never close, but the cars are so damn sexy.
Oh yeah, dude, I love the cars.
Watching it, it's just like, oh my god, when they're going around the turns, you're just like, oh, Yes.
It's just pure driving.
It's just it's
Lewis
very-
Hamilton, baby, the new age Michael Schumacher.
He is the greatest ever. David
I think
Benjamin.
he broke the wins record, right?
Yep, 92 wins. He is all-time leader.
Nice.
David Benjamin proposal: below Jets level trash, have a tier that's simply called Jets. Yeah, we did that. I do that at the end. All right, let's power through these super chats and then we'll rank the last 4 teams and then we'll call it a night. Irvin Alvarado. Oh, you want to read them?
Nice. Yeah, I might as well give you a little break.
You do some work.
Irvin Alvarado for 10. Since Atlanta and Georgia need to be burned, the Masters in Augusta can't be spared because in 1996, Greg Norman choked a big 6-stroke lead. Yeah, Greg Norman was good for choking. Therefore, as pretty as a course, it needs to be chucked. Oh, imagine if the British Open were in Atlanta. John Van de Velde, that 18 hole. Jesus. I'm a random guy for 5. I believe the Giants are more trash because Freddie Kitchen Stench is in that area as a tight end coach. Well, I also have Jason Garrett as an offensive coordinator. I didn't really hate those issues, because they're in lesser positions. They were way over their heads as coach.
Yeah.
SB is here for 2. Todd Gurley pulled at Penn State.
Yeah.
It's funny because Todd Gurley made the smart call and didn't run the ball in a couple years ago.
Yeah,
and that was ironically against Detroit.
He just tripped. He fell.
I remember when Maurice Jones-Drew had the same scenario. We were playing against the Jets in New York when they had Rex Ryan, and it was a huge game. I mean, we were 6-3, I think, at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And Mojo got the ball. They actually moved out of the way to let him score. He took a knee at the 1-yard line. Rex Ryan was so pissed. We were talking so much shit to them. That's when we were talking shit.
That's when you were finally talking shit.
We were talking shit after that. We were like, you motherfucker. Yeah, we were talking all kinds of shit once we knew we had him.
Did y'all ever give shit to MJD about his height? Or was it...
Yeah, I mean, not give him shit. But
you teased him, right?
We teased him for sure. Yeah, yes. We teased him, but shoot.
The best insult I've ever heard though was when Amani Toomer said that Justin Tuck his nickname was Big Midget. and then he goes, look at him. Doesn't he look like a big midget? And then when you look at Justin Tuck, he does look like a big midget.
He does. He's got that big ass head.
Yeah,
his
he's got
head
that
is
neck
huge.
that's just you expect him to put up his big fat hands. All right.
Oh God!
All right, keep going, Tree. My bad. I derailed.
No worries, brother. You had a good show. You gotta let that shit roll. Uncultured barbarian for 5. Is it wrong that I hate Auburn football the first? Because the worst, most abusive boss I ever had went there. I think it's good enough reason. Yeah, I think that's good enough reason.
I have irrational hate for a lot of teams.
I have irrational hatred for Penn State because I hate their fucking fan base. Fuck Penn State. You deserve to lose that game. That ball was fucking in. Stop fucking whining about it. That shouldn't have been a goddamn game to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Stop. I have an irrational hatred of Sean Payton. Just Bounty Gate, man.
No, I think a lot of people have an irrational hatred of Sean Payton. Mm-hmm. He just acts like a douche.
Yeah, he does.
Here he is, the biggest douche in the universe.
All right, keep
Makai Wilson for 2. That's a bingo, boys. Also, low Rice Owls. Quadruple doink.
Oh yeah, that was amazing.
That was fantastic. Sign that kicker to the NFL right now.
Yes.
That is a legend.
Put him as the chief instructor at the Cody Parkey School of
what are the odds of doing that? 1 in 10 trillion?
It's never happened.
A quadruple doink?
It can't have ever happened.
Impossible.
That's called ringing the dinner bell.
Mm-hmm. All right, keep her going.
Buddy Zay and I misplaced. Giants are taking years off my life. Just end it. Well, it'll end like Daniel Jones on final drives.
I mean, I'm only 22 years old. Look at me.
Oh, what? Really? I thought you were 18. Maybe I'm just giving you the benefit of the doubt. Idiocy for 5. The best shot the Jets have winning a game, the Patriots. Gotta love life's little ironies.
Wow.
The CJA 101 for 5. The Jets will go 2-14 this year. Both of those wins will come against the Patriots.
Great minds.
Wow.
That's hilarious. That would be glorious. Everyone would
That
just
might get
dunk on the
Belichick
Patriots,
fired.
It would be fantastic.
Belichick is not getting fired. Come on.
That might get Belichick fired.
No,
Getting swept by the
he has
Jets.
too
I
much.
would say Belichick would probably quit after that. Like, all right,
Yeah, or
I got my 6 rings. I'm done.
that's
He'll-
probably more likely.
He'll take over
Well,
the Buccaneers.
Belichick will never get fired. He's probably the one who's got the saving grace on Robert Kraft not getting thrown in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all he needs are a couple more cut hoodies on the sleeves and maybe a happy ending or two, and I think Belichick stays put. Jesse for 5. Please, for the love of God, don't let the Dodgers win.
Hey,
LeBron
no,
Lakers.
no,
My inner
No.
Giants Warriors fan will be on
Yes.
suicide watch.
no.
Yes,
no.
Game 7. Game
We
7.
got
I agree. We should have a game
happening.
7. Only for good
We
faith.
It's
Not
happening.
because fuck the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Marquez Riley for 5. Everyone, I got to say this. NASCAR fans, give up. Your glory days are over. Your racing is trash, and video game is trash. Sorry, Brad. Them fighting words on this.
Yes.
If Black Flags Matter sees this, he will lay the gauntlet on you.
He will. He will. Phoebes, Lions should have been 4-2 if they don't drop the bag. I mean, drop the ball.
Should be
Yeah.
5-1, dude.
Yep. They could be 5-1, yeah, if they didn't suck.
Well, if they didn't choke all those fucking leads.
Kenny Kissel, I wonder if Tree can convince KDKA TV to use their sports set with the beer taps for his beer channel for 1 month.
I doubt that, dude. There is no way.
Oh, is that an inside
the
Yinzer joke?
KDKA No, KDKA TV is a local Pittsburgh station.
Oh, do they have like a beer?
I guess I don't really watch local programming, but like, I mean, there's no way. You'd have to sign a bunch of different contracts. You'd have to have different agreements. You'd actually have to be an employee of KDKA TV, and there's no way they allow that.
Oh, this one's interesting. Ricky Rod, $4.99. I told EDP about y'all and what that we've been wanting him on the show, and he actually screenshotted your names and would be down to collab. Reach out. He's agreed to come on the show like 5 times. Okay.
Yeah.
Uche, do you know who EDP is?
No.
Oh,
He's a character.
he is definitely. He's an Eagles
He
fan.
is the
Eat that
embodiment
pussy,
of
445.
Philadelphia's Eagles.
Yeah, and he was born in Bakersfield, California.
Oh, he's not even from Philly?
Yeah,
No.
he's not. He's
Oh,
Cali.
imposter.
He's from Bakersfield. Bakersfield.
Thank you.
He's from Bakersfield.
No, shut up, Dodger. He's an Eagles fan.
I'm not from New
He is the
York.
embodiment of Eagles
Come on.
fans. Embrace it.
All right.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Corn is from Bakersfield. So's oil.
Marquez Riley,
Okay.
your bottom tier list should be named Baroto or Sakura because they are trash.
Oh boy. Oh, by the way, 5 points. Tom is here.
Who's Tom? Grossi?
Tom Grossi.
Is he
Yes.
in
I'm
the
sorry.
chat?
The Seahawks are in Super Bowl
Yes.
and the Green Bay I was editing and I was rendering and I dropped back in and I saw that.
And you thought there was something wrong.
Oh,
here.
so
And
you
like
just
I
think
don't
you
know,
can
maybe it's
come
just like
on the
glitch on
show.
my my
just-
monitor's been a little bit messed
I
up.
don't see a
lately.
problem here, Tom.
You just think that you can come on the show and espouse your opinion.
That's 100% accurate.
You beat
Yeah.
the Texans.
You can, though. You
Yep.
can.
That's
Uche,
100%
by the way.
accurate.
Uche, say hi to Tom.
Tom, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? I'm so sorry I interrupted. I just wanted to say the Packers are going to the Super Bowl, and that was all.
Ooh.
No, no.
Tom is a
Steelers
Packers
getting
fan
Super
who's a
Bowl
vegan,
first.
so he's
Steelers
automatically wrong.
Super Bowl first, undefeated.
We
Six
we
fucking
like
rings. Suck a bitch. Suck 'em.
Hey Tom, can you explain? Can you explain to me why, whenever the Packers have been losing, they've been getting blown out? Like they haven't
we
lost
like
as much.
They
but-
lost like one game.
Where's the
I can
fight
explain
though?
this really well. It's a strategy called possuming, in which we
Oh,
lure
play
our
like you
opponents
suck and then get
into a
blown
false
out.
sense of security, so then we beat them again. We didn't do that against the 49ers because we forgot to unpossum last year. So
Okay.
Okay.
that was
I
it.
got
That was it.
So you're just taking a break.
Right.
Let's just
right.
say that we're just having another bye.
You're
week
trying to
there.
give them false hope, is what you're saying. You got them right where you want them.
Accurate.
Okay. Thanks, Tom, for coming in
I'm leaving now.
and saying your opinion. And now I'm gonna move the Packers down to wild card.
Son of a
There you go.
There, and he leaves. He leaves.
That did it.
I'm just kidding. I'll put him back at division, and then he'll come back and say thank you. Okay. Boo. Okay.
Boo.
Sonic X to close out the night. If the Jets go 0-16, who's worse? The 08 Jets, the 17 Browns, although they were more unlucky, to be honest, or the Jets? Also, Saints playing better? Yay? Question marks. And then Texas Cowboy tries to sneak one in. I thought I was done. Honest question. I hope this doesn't come off wrong, but have any broadcaster ever messed up Uche's name? Or do they come and ask him how to say it? I've always wondered if do they get an official.
When I was doing PA announcing, I would usually ask the scorekeepers for the high school names, and they'd usually be the ones to tell me how the proper pronunciation is. That's how they've usually.
But they pronounced Tyrod Taylor's name wrong for his entire career. So Uche, explain. Did you let them know how you wanted your name to be pronounced, or did they just?
No, well, the thing is, they get the media guide. The media guide has the proper pronunciation in it. So I never really knew if they said my name right. So I watched some of the games, some of the TV versions of the games, and they always said my name right. I was like, okay. Well, thanks.
I had to ask because I didn't want to assume and just butcher it, but it looks phonetically what's the worst you've ever heard? Has someone called you a chew?
Oh man, I've heard all kinds of things. I mean, that's just kind of I'm Nigerian, so
right.
Kind of comes with the territory.
Funny, you have no accent at all.
Well, I was born here,
yeah.
and I'm from Dallas originally.
My ex-girlfriend was Nigerian. Boy, is her accent strong.
Very strong. GN,
That's
Tree,
how
do
my
you take
parents
pity on the Browns or no? Tree,
No.
any pity?
No mercy.
Alex Moreno wants me to sing the breakdown from Freak on a Leash. Okay, there you go.
No, you gotta growl like a dog.
It goes bump, nump, da-doom, bump, banana. Yes, thank you. Okay, enough with the super
Bump
chat.
bananas,
Everyone.
what?
It goes like this. It goes like boom, double, num, like that.
Okay.
Alex is singing songs about bumping bananas. I'm not comfortable anymore.
I think Uche was doing that earlier.
Hey, Corn and EDP are from the same city.
Bakersfield.
Oh, hell,
Yep.
burn it to the ground.
Yeah. Kill it with fire. All right. Miami. Where do we put Miami? Sus?
I'd say sus.
Sus.
Yeah, I
yep,
agree
at
with
3-3. The Vikings are trash, aren't they?
Trash.
Yeah,
They are
they're
selling off
trash.
assets.
They
Trash.
Jets level trash.
I mean,
Like-
this is the kind of year that gets people fired. That's how trash.
Yeah,
they are.
Zimmer's got to be fired after this year.
Mhm.
Are
It's a
the-
shame. Zimmer's a good coach, but he's just past his expiration date there.
do
Yeah,
the-
and
Go ahead.
when you have the quarterbacking decision they had when they signed Kirk Cousins, it was a Sophie's choice. It was a no-win situation.
Well, the correct answer was
busting out
technically
the
Bridgewater,
Sophie's
but that
Choice
was going to be a
reference?
huge gamble that year. Keenum would have been the wrong answer. Bradford would have been.
I love abortion references on my show. Thank you so much, Hiei.
You're welcome.
Does Baltimore lose a spot because of recency bias and not go into the Super Bowl conversation, or do they?
I still say Super Bowl because of just how the guys they brought in. They're going to bolster.
Yeah.
The playoffs are going to be wide open this
Oh
year
my gosh.
Mhm.
They're gonna be wild.
with
Yeah.
having 7 teams each side.
Yep.
And the last team, and then we will wrap up the show. The Colts. Are they a
Sus.
wild card team, or are
Yeah,
they
they
sus? The sus.
They're sus.
Sus.
Suspect.
All right,
yeah.
we will put them as sus. All right.
Philip Rivers still doesn't know about
Also,
protection.
one more from Alex Moreno. Dear Snell, I fucking hate you. Sincerely, Dodgers. And one more from Beast of Metal. I've never heard anyone with the name Tyrod pronounce it the way he does before. Also, it's definitely not a dialectic thing. I can confirm that 100%.
Oh.
You guys
Dialectic.
pronounce my name wrong
That-
all the time.
That's what you take in my Asian household to help your system. You'll take dialectic.
And that is
Oh,
diuretic.
God.
Oh, you'll take dialectic. My mom
Strong
used to ask
religion.
me why I'm not a doctor all the time.
You give people an Zachary disease. It sounds like Zachary wreck your ass.
Dr. 5 points. I could have just imagined that. It's like, yep, well, we're just going to go right up your asshole while I talk about the top 5 MLB stadiums from all time. Oh my, looks like you got a little polyp up in your lower intestine. That deserves a damn son.
So, all right, I'm going to end the show with a little story. So my sister and I've been an influencer since I was like 12, or at least pretending to be one. We would make these recordings on this little tape player. That's how old I am, by the way. Is that we had a tape player with a microphone that you didn't have an actual mic. It was the mic that was built into the tape player, so there'd be background noises.
I remember those.
And we would do this show called The Dumb News. And basically, like we would have guests on. It was just me and my sister, and we would interview like Pablo Escobar and use our limited Spanish.
Wow!
And be like, "Hola,
Jesus
me
Christ.
llamo
Like,
es Pablo
like when we did
Escobar."
home videos, we interviewed random like Steeler fan or like a Steeler or maybe an actor, but fucking Pablo Escobar.
So all we could say,
That's quite a
What are you
reach.
talking about? Are you gonna do like powdered sugar or flour and imitate that as cocaine?
Well, the funny thing is all we could say in
literal butter
Spanish
sugar.
was like what we learned in 8th grade, which was like, "Hola, my name is Pablo Escobar. Me gusta esquiar," which is I like to ski. Y vendedora de los drogas.
Sure
which
does
is-
like to ski.
and sell drugs. That was it.
What the fuck?
Well, anyway,
I like this.
eventually we'd get like really worked up, and like I'd be yelling into the tape recorder, and in the background would be my mom yelling, "Adam, why are you so loud?" And then we would go back and replay the tape, and then there's just my mom yelling in the background, and that would just make me laugh to no end. And that is how we'll close out the show. All right, Uche, you've been a wonderful guest.
Man, I appreciate
Thanks
you
for
guys
helping.
having me on.
Yeah, thanks for the wonderful breakdown for Donovan. I hope he takes that advice to heart. And if he makes it to the NFL, he can thank you. That's a credit.
By giving me 10%.
Yes, that's right. You can become an agent too. And also thank you for telling us how you actually spent that first $1 million, by the way. The honesty is appreciated.
Of course.
Do you have any final thoughts for the audience here?
Ooh, well, we're making it through the NFL season now, guys. COVID's come, swept through, at its run. We're trying to see whether or not we can get some fans back in the stadium. I know one thing that just seems to never change for me is that the Jaguars continue to suck. They continue to underperform. They continue to mismanage a team that has no star name power on it. Minshew is just surely turning into just an everyday journeyman. He'll be one of those Fitzmagic guys maybe in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And the tank is on in Duval, and it's a sad state. And I hope sooner rather than later we can rebound this franchise so that nobody can look at us the way that they look at Atlanta fans.
Yeah,
I appreciate you guys being on.
Thank you for coming. So Jacksonville is your team, by the way, right? Is that who you actually root for?
Yes.
Did you grow up a Cowboys fan? I have to ask you that.
No, hell no.
Hell no. Did you grow up a fan of any team?
I grew up a Niners fan and a Tampa Bay fan.
Okay, and then when you got to the league, you were like, all right,
I'm a Jags fan since I play for this team. I guess I'm your fan.
Yep. Okay. Tree, any final thoughts to wrap it up?
I'm more concerned about Pablo Escobar, but yes, I'm working on sports ball, all the good stuff. Football's coming, and it's already at 20 minutes, and it's a bunch of bye weeks. It's like, God damn it, why do you keep making such compelling football? I have to do more work. God damn it. But, I mean, it is what it is. I'm actually separating a game this week. I'll leave it as a surprise.
Ooh. All right. Dodger, do you have something to say? Are you doing an afterburn?
You know it, and don't forget, y'all, tomorrow night at 7 on my channel,
Among Us.
3 of these gentlemen will be playing Among Us with me.
Nice. Nice. We're going to be playing Among Us. I'm gonna eject Tree every chance I get. If he's not,
the ends are looking kind of sus.
Here comes the stab.
Tree is sus every time. All right. Well, to wrap it up, I will say it was a great show. It was fun. Tom even came on and ruined it. Uche, you were great. Uche and I are actually working on a collab, which we'll talk about.
Oh, nice.
Coming out this week. And everyone, again, I put his link in the description. You must subscribe. I saw at one point we had 500 people. Uche better have 500 more subs tomorrow. Okay?
Woo!
500
Appreciate it.
All right.
I'm a sub right now.
All right, do it.
Make that 499.
All right.
498.
498.
497.
497.
496.
I would, but I already subscribed like
Yep,
a week
I already
ago.
subscribed too. So he'll have more.
I subbed
subs.
to him last year when he did the AMA on Reddit.
All right.
Ring that little bell too, y'all.
I'm 5 points vids, and you made it. Dramatic pause to the end of this.